Have you ever wondered why, when given the choice, almost every woman seems to prefer one particular position? The truth is, about 99% of women say their favorite place to be is on top. And the reason is surprisingly simple: it gives them control. Up there, she can adjust everything exactly the way she wants. She can guide the movement to fit her body's rhythm, tilt her hips just right, and take the depth that feels perfect for her. Some women love the feeling of going deeper, while others know their own limit and pull back before reaching it. But those who crave intensity, those who want every bit of sensation they can handle, these women almost always prefer being on top. There's a fire inside them, an impatient kind of heat that refuses to stay still underneath. They want more. They want it their way. Every motion is a step closer to that hidden spot inside where the pleasure peaks. And once they find it, there's no mistaking it. You can see it in the way their body moves, hear it in their breath, feel it in the energy between both partners. This isn't just about pleasure. For women like this, it's about release, about reaching a place where they lose themselves completely. And in this video, we're going to talk about where that heat really comes from, and why it burns so strongly in some women. But before we dive deeper, let me ask for something small. My channel is still new, and your support truly means the world to me. Just one click on subscribe, just one like, helps me keep creating more of this content for you. So if you're enjoying this, please hit that button now. It makes all the difference. Now, let's return to the question: where does this intense heat in women actually come from? One of the biggest reasons, believe it or not, is hidden in what they watch. Studies show nearly 80% of women admit they've seen intimate videos on their phone. And after watching, that spark turns into a flame that's almost impossible to put out. Some immediately turn to their partner, needing him right away. Others use their own touch to ease the pressure. But for the women who already have their man next to them, they know exactly how to take it further. They climb on top, because in that position, the pleasure doesn't just rise, it multiplies. She can lean in, lock eyes with him, feel his hands exploring every curve of her body while she decides the pace. The rhythm, the depth, every movement pulls her closer to the edge. Every touch feeds the fire. And in those moments, she isn't just chasing her own release. She's pulling him into it, making sure he's completely lost in the same intensity she's feeling. And then there's the second reason for a woman's heat, one that's far more personal. Buried not in what she watches but in what she's lived. A past experience, a memory that refuses to fade. Because once a woman has been on top and felt that rush of control, of power, of pleasure, it becomes unforgettable. If she's shared that with a strong partner who knew exactly how to guide her, the memory burns even brighter. She remembers the way her body trembled, the deep connection, the flood of sensation, and long after the moment ends, her body craves it again. And that craving, as you'll see in the next part, holds secrets far deeper than just the physical. That's the thing about desire, it doesn't just disappear. As we saw before, once a woman has tasted that kind of pleasure, the memory lives on inside her. She remembers the rush it gave her, the power she felt, the deep connection it created, and her body craves to feel it again. That's why, even years later, the same fire can suddenly return without warning. Her mind replays the moment. Her body reacts almost instantly. And before she knows it, she's wanting it again, needing it again. Because once a woman has truly experienced that level of passion, it's like a spark that never really dies. It keeps reigniting, over and over, sometimes so strongly that she doesn't even understand why. All she knows is the intensity hasn't faded. It keeps pulling her back with the same force every single time. And this leads us to another hidden secret, the third reason behind a woman's intense heat. It isn't just about memory or imagination. It's about something much deeper, something written into her very biology. Inside every woman's body is a rhythm, a hidden cycle so powerful that it shapes her emotions, her sensitivity, and even her deepest desires. Most people don't give it much thought, but this natural rhythm has a huge influence. At certain times of her monthly cycle, her hormones don't just shift, they spike dramatically. And when that happens, her entire body changes. She becomes more sensitive, more responsive, and far more eager for closeness. This isn't just random mood swings, it's nature itself at work. A woman's body follows a roughly 28-day cycle, guided by three main hormones: estrogen, progesterone, and yes, even testosterone. Each has its own role. But when they align in just the right way, something remarkable happens. Her senses sharpen. The slightest touch sends a shiver across her skin. Her thoughts drift more easily toward intimacy, as though her body and mind are working together, whispering the same desire. This peak usually arrives around ovulation, between day 12 and day 16 of her cycle. Biologically, this is when her body is most ready for reproduction, and so nature gives her a gentle push. Estrogen rises, opening her up emotionally and making her physically more responsive. Testosterone, even in small amounts, gives her desire an extra edge, driving her passion higher. The result? She doesn't just feel attracted, she feels drawn, almost magnetically, toward connection. And if you look closely, you might notice the signs. Her smile lingers longer than usual. Her eyes lock onto yours and refuse to let go. Her voice softens, without her even realizing it. Sometimes she chooses to wear something that makes her feel more alluring, not to impress anyone else, but simply because she feels more confident in her own skin. Her movements seem smoother, her laughter rings more genuinely, and her entire presence carries a magnetic glow. And here's where things get truly fascinating. Research has revealed that during this powerful hormonal window, women often experience stronger orgasms, faster arousal, and far deeper satisfaction than usual. Even something as simple as the way she kisses can shift. It becomes slower, more deliberate, more intense, almost as if she's savoring every second of connection. But here's the secret: it isn't only physical. Hormones have a direct line to her emotions as well. When estrogen levels rise, they boost serotonin and dopamine, the very chemicals that make her feel joy, excitement, and pleasure. Suddenly, she's more playful, more affectionate, more eager to be touched. You might notice she initiates more often, holds your gaze with a spark of curiosity, or reaches for your closeness in ways she might not even fully understand herself. For couples, these days can feel electric. If her partner notices those subtle signs and rises to meet her energy, the bond between them can become unforgettable. She feels seen, truly desired, deeply understood. And when that emotional connection fuses with the physical, the experience doesn't just feel good, it feels transcendent. But there is another side to the story. What happens if she has no outlet for this heightened energy? Maybe she's single, maybe her partner feels distant, distracted, or emotionally absent. In that case, the fire has nowhere to go. Frustration builds quietly beneath the surface. Some women turn inward, exploring themselves as a way to release the tension. Others channel it into restless fantasies, or it may surface as irritability they can't quite explain. This is why understanding hormonal peaks is not just an interesting fact, it's a key to deeper intimacy. For men, it's an opportunity to tune into her natural rhythm, to recognize when her body and emotions align most strongly with passion. For women, it's a gentle reminder that these feelings are completely natural, not something to suppress or feel guilty about. Just picture this. She's in her peak window. You're attentive, present, and fully in sync with her mood. Your touch lingers just a little longer. Your eyes lock onto hers with perfect intensity. She leans in closer. Her breathing subtly shifts, and suddenly, an ordinary moment transforms into one she will never forget. Why? Because you caught the wave at exactly the right time. Her hormonal peaks aren't only about biology. They're about opportunity, a rare window where desire, sensitivity, and emotional connection all reach their highest point. If you can see it, feel it, and respond to it, you're not just giving her pleasure. You're deepening the bond you share in ways that last far beyond the moment itself. So, the next time you notice her eyes lingering on you longer, her laughter flowing more freely, or her body instinctively leaning into yours, pay attention. Her body may be in that powerful window, and if you understand it, you'll know exactly how to turn it into a memory she'll carry with her forever. But of course, not all heat comes from what a man does. Sometimes it comes from what he stops doing. Emotional and physical neglect can become a silent fire starter. When affection fades, when his touch disappears, when she no longer feels truly desired, the flame takes on a very different shape. As we just saw, a woman's heat can be fueled by attention, connection, and timing. But what happens when that attention fades? When he no longer shows affection? When his touch disappears? When he stops making her feel genuinely wanted? Something begins to shift inside her. At first, it's subtle, almost easy to ignore. She might tell herself it's just stress, the monotony of routine, or a busy schedule. But over time, that emotional and physical gap doesn't remain small. It grows, quietly at first, then insistently, until it becomes a hunger she cannot ignore. Her body starts to crave what's missing, the gentle touch that once soothed her, the warm embrace that made her feel safe, the kisses that once melted her heart. And here's the thing: desire doesn't simply vanish when it's neglected. It builds, layer by layer, turning into a quiet fire that burns hotter the longer it goes unfed. For some women, this heat can feel nearly uncontrollable, a deep, restless need to feel alive, to be desired, and to reconnect intimately. And if her partner is physically present but emotionally distant, that hunger intensifies even more. Every touch she doesn't receive, every word of affection left unsaid, becomes fuel for the fire. Her mind drifts into vivid imaginings, replaying moments of passion, reliving memories when she felt fully seen, completely loved, and when she finally has the chance to release this built-up energy. Whether with her partner or on her own, the intensity is far greater than usual. This is not just about physical satisfaction, it's about reclaiming the closeness she has been missing, making up for all the moments she went without it, and letting her body and heart finally feel whole again. Consider the many sparks that can ignite her desire, the stimulation from something she watched that awakened hidden cravings, the unforgettable thrill of a past experience, the natural fire of her hormonal peaks, or the hunger born from emotional and physical neglect. One thing is certain: A woman's passion is never random. Every touch she craves, every movement she makes, every wave of heat that runs through her has a reason behind it. And when all of these reasons come together, the intensity can be overwhelming, not just for her, but for the lucky partner who is present in that moment. Because when a woman is truly in her heat, she doesn't hold back, she gives herself completely, offering the rawest, most unfiltered version of her desire. And nothing, truly nothing, compares to that experience. As we've explored, a woman's passion is never random. It's shaped by attention, experiences, hormones, and even the gaps left by emotional and physical neglect. Every touch she craves, every movement she makes, every wave of heat that courses through her has a reason. And when all these reasons come together, the intensity is extraordinary, both for her and for the one lucky enough to share the moment. Understanding this is not just about pleasure. It's about connection, empathy, and being attuned to the natural rhythms that make intimacy so powerful. For men, it's a chance to truly see her, respond to her needs, and create moments that linger far beyond the physical. For women, it's a reminder to honor their feelings, embrace their desires, and never feel guilty for craving closeness. So, the next time you notice her gaze, her laughter, or her subtle movements drawing closer, remember, these are signals, not coincidences. Pay attention, respond with care, and you can turn ordinary moments into unforgettable memories. Passion, desire, and emotional connection are all intertwined, and when understood, they can deepen your bond in ways nothing else can. Remember, intimacy is not just about the physical act. It's about recognizing, feeling, and responding to the fire that already exists within her. And when you do, the connection you create is unforgettable, transformative, and truly alive. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss insights that deepen connection and intimacy.